Oh, put on our little TV smile face. What's that again?
Like a news broadcast.
You can pretend to do whatever you want to do. Just prior to being on the air live, folks, you're seeing the video from our new video and audio studio here on the campus of Wolf Boom Radio and WMUN. I'll be quiet and give Leslie, my producer, the command, hot mic. Here we go again. It's a big day and a big week. We have a lot planned. We have the leader of IU Health in at 8:30 this morning. Colts fan man Chad Castor live via Zoom at 8:45. He will not be pleased. And we have all things Realtor. That is the right way to say the word, folks. Please say it that way. People will look at you funny, but that's okay. And we'll have our WMUN word of the day, too. And Lucius Connor might actually work again to what he says. First, though, let's do our weather. Lay it out for us, WMUN meteorologist Paul Poteet. For our video watchers, they don't hear what's on the air like we can in our headphones. You can hear it, right, Lucius?
Mm-hmm. You can. It's a little strange because you're very muffled right now because I can't hear what's going through. So you got to kind of
precisely.
Got to kind of cock that headset. It's like I feel like a gamer at home when I'm trying to talk to my wife and also pay attention to what's going on.
Gotcha. All right, Leslie, hot mic. Thank you, Paul Poteet. Hourly updates, the meteorologist in charge of WMUN and Wolf Boom Radio News weather coverage. Paul Poteet. Now let's bring in our first guest of a very busy week. Lucius Connor is in from Viking Realty, who... when I told him he was going to be on video today, you had an interesting couple of word answer. Do you know what you wrote back to me when I said that?
I don't know. You told me to do my hair, and I lost everything after that. I panicked, Steve.
You're doing great. What do you think of the new digs out here added to our broadcast facilities?
It's impressive. It's still got that new studio smell. Everything looks great. I mean, everything's bright and shiny and new. I feel like a professional right now. I even put on a jacket for you.
I see that. Everybody says the new studio smell too. You're not the only one that said that.
But that fresh carpet smell, being in the real estate industry, that fresh carpet smell is undeniable. It's just like a new car.
Absolutely. Let's dive into our sponsored segment here. We have the pleasure once a month to talk to Lucius about realty and the different way that he has for marketing properties in the nearby vicinity. I always like to start with the number. How much have you saved folks right here in our midst so far this year?
It's a big one. And here's the thing. We, at this point in the month, in the year, we've officially wrapped up what we're going to be able to do in 2025.
Okay.
But we are just over $1.1 million in interest saved for my clients in over 30 homes sold this year.
And I'm going to ask you in a little while in the interview here how you do that. Again, we have new listeners all the time, and this is a process and a different way of doing things that needs to be explained, and I assume in some cases sounds too good to be true sometimes, and you got to talk somebody through that. Before I get to all that, I want to talk about Christmas and shopping and so on. Are you done? Are you prepared? No. What's that face? What?
Yeah. 41 years on this planet, Steve. I've never once finished Christmas shopping early. I don't even know how that's possible.
Have I ever told you my plan every year?
Not yet.
I'm not a fan of shopping. Ask Nancy. She knows.
Okay.
Not just generally speaking. So I try to do all of mine on Christmas Eve day.
I've done that method.
Have you?
Yeah, we all have that same look on our face the entire time. It's panic, sheer will, and desire to just be done with it.
You a Seinfeld fan by chance?
Back in the day, it used to be a little more popular when I was younger. But
when George Costanza was looking for the gift, or excuse me, George's dad was looking for the gift. Do you remember that episode?
Right, yes.
As I rained blows down upon her, he was trying to get the last doll that was on the shelf. And I'm a fan of the Festivus, too. A Festivus for the rest of us. I don't know if you're a fan.
No, not so much.
Okay, let's get back to your specialty, and that's, of course, the realtor stuff. And you said the big number just a second ago. Mm-hmm. I want for our listeners and for our viewers that will watch this in the video feed as well, how do you do it? What's different, and how does it work?
Absolutely. Happy to explain. So essentially, something that's not made very clear during buying and selling real estate is you pay commissions to your agent. You pay us to help represent you in the transaction. And something that's not made super clear is that when you are representing a buyer or a seller, those fees oftentimes get wrapped into your mortgage. They get wrapped into your loan, which means essentially you're paying me, but then you're also paying the bank to borrow that money.
Okay.
And so what I do is I allow my clients to pay me outside of closing and even over time. So I'll issue them a no interest loan using my commissions to offset the cost of the interest that they're being charged by the bank. And in every case, I mean, making as little as one payment between the time where you sign for your loan and the time your first payment is due, which is often a month or more out, that can offset your mortgage by a year or 2 or 3, just making one payment. It just depends on how much money you're putting down. So imagine taking that 3% or 4% or 3.5%, whatever it is that I charge, and we put that back towards your mortgage. We are erasing minimum 3 years of your mortgage and wiping out thousands upon thousands of dollars in interest that you will never pay to the bank.
Viking Realty is where he works. That is his place, and he is Lucius Connor in Muncie, Indiana, USA. I guess I've never asked you this question before out of the conversations that we've been fortunate to have here on WMUN. Why doesn't everybody do it this way, Lucius?
It's different. It's unique. Not every agent can afford to take payments over time. My situation is a little bit different because I got my hands in a lot of different jars, and I've set myself up over the past. I'm going to be celebrating my 10-year anniversary in real estate.
Good for you.
4 days, I think.
Okay.
And so I've set myself up to be able to do this. This is something that I've wanted to do for a long time. I think it's important that we have options available with the cost of housing rising. I feel like everybody should be doing everything they can to offset that cost and make the home buying dream a reality for as many people as we can.
WMUN's Delaware County Today sponsored segment with Viking Realty. Lucius Connor is our guest again this morning, and I'm Steve Lindell talking to him about buying and selling of homes. How's the market right now? Is it a normal sort of a scenario time-wise?
I'd say it's absolutely normal. Right now everyone is consumed by consuming turkey and ham for the holidays and gift shopping and those panic shoppers like ourselves. Things are a little bit slow right now, but that means that we're storing some inventory as we go into the spring. We got to finish winter, keep our heads down, but I guarantee, come January, we're going to be a bunch of very busy agents.
Now, when you just said the word storing inventory, you looked at my belly. Was that?
No.
Lucius Connor is our guest, and you chose to do this right here in your hometown. You could have done this anywhere. Why did you choose to keep this notion, this idea, this method right here?
I love this community. I do everything that I can to support this community, and sometimes it feels like it goes against my better judgment, but I really want to I believe in small business. I believe in the people of this community. I want to make people's lives better. And I feel that the people of Muncie have taken great care of me since I graduated from Ball State all those years ago. And I really like it here, Steve. I want to see what I can do to make this town better. It's a bit of a pilot program. We've been doing it for a year at this point, and I'm just excited to see where it can go. I really am.
He is as nice and kind and wise as he sounds and appears to be. His name is Lucius Connor. How do they get in contact with you about this method and about the buying and selling of homes with the help of Viking Realty?
Absolutely. Well, I've got a website like everyone else, Steve. It's www.viking-realty.com, or you can just call my cell phone directly, 765-730-5496.
Outstanding. Always good to get the update. Thanks for the sponsorship, and thanks even more for being a very, very impactful dude right in our community. We very much need more people just like you, Lucius.
Well, let's get it done, Steve.
All right. Lucius is our guest. We are continuing through the hour. We have a president coming in at the bottom of the hour who is retiring soon. What? That's called a radio tease. Stand by, still to come on WMUN. All right, back in the studio here. The video that you just saw for a moment or so was me just walking our guest out of the studio. And now we're back in here and on camera. For Leslie back in the Axia Command Center, let's go local news summary and perhaps a floater or more. We'll get to that. Hot mic. Thank you, Tom Campbell, who wants to have lunch. Well, I mean, we all want to have lunch. So does Leslie, by the way. Leslie Griffin and I will probably bring him to lunch sometime in early January. How do you like that? Tom is likely listening, as is Mama in Minnesota and Roger, too, who are reveling in the huge Minnesota Vikings win from yesterday over Washington squad. Portland, Oregon, Sister Sherry is just screaming up the charts for that points thing that we're doing. She's in second place right now behind the commissioner of our league, Mike Lindell in Minnesota, my brother. Not the pillow guy. I wish. Oh, can you imagine how much better the gifts would be? All right, as we work towards the bottom of the hour, Dr. Jeff Bird is in our green room right now. We'll get to him in just a little while from our video studio. And let's do a local news summary first, though. These stories and more airing on all of our stations in East Central Indiana and now on WMUN. My microphone is now hot. The video continues to roll. For those that have been watching silently, that's Dr. Jeff Bird. You'll hear from him in a moment. For now, it's just me talking to camera, 4? I don't have this whole room memorized yet, but I'm also talking to the camera and ignoring Dr. Bird. He's looking at me right now going, what, you're not going to look at me now? What's going on? You're sucking up to the cameras? I'm trying to be Walter Cronkite, I guess. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the way it is. Anywho, in a moment, we'll continue the program called Delaware County Today. This is the daily talk show on WMUN, the talk radio of Muncie, from 8 to 9 a.m. live. By the way, did you know, folks, that we're thinking of expanding this program too? What's next? There's always something next. Inside our audio-video room this morning, and later this hour, we're going to bring in another guest, a third of 3 for this day. It's called the Fan Man segment. Chad Castor works at Toyota of Muncie. He actually runs the place. He's the biggest Colts fan on the face of the planet. He will be sad because of yesterday, and he will, he'll parse his words. He'll be very careful and cautious. For those that maybe remember a few weeks ago, the impromptu appearance when they made the Germany trip. Dr. Bird, I'm going to bring your microphone up right now. Did they go to Germany? Are you a Colts fan?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
They did go to Berlin.
Okay.
Berlin.
And Chad Castor made that trip. He was having lunch the morning after the game, and I had him on the air for WMUN and the Fan Man segment live from Berlin at lunch. And he told me that someone named Carly Ursay was in the next room eating her lunch. And I said, you walk right back in there. You young man, you hand him you hand her your phone. And oh, no, I can't. Come on,
Yeah.
Chad, do me a solid. Long story short, he did it.
Yeah.
And I had a nice little 5-minute impromptu with the newest owner and ownership group of the Colts.
Sounds like she'd be good at that.
She was really good at it. Okay, here we go. Coming back to live radio now. Leslie, hot mic. As I look on our screen of Alexa listeners, I see Chicagoland, vote early, vote often. There's Denver, Colorado, Bonita and Redding, California, Hampstead, Maryland, and in Ohio, Alliance and Dublin. I think Dublin is not far from a school that played a football game this past weekend. Dr. Jeff Bird, you're a sports fan. Did you hear about that game by chance?
I might have watched that game.
Just a little bit?
I'm intimately familiar with that area because my younger brother lives there.
Oh, really?
Right next to the little town right next to Dublin. So
And
he's
how,
an IU graduate and an IU fan.
oh, he is. In Ohio, that's got to go well.
He hangs out with a lot of Ohio State fans who are, just waiting for their next opportunity.
And they'll have to keep waiting. No, they'll get, postseason chance to make good and all that. Are you a Notre Dame fan too, by chance?
I enjoy when Notre Dame is good at sports because I think it makes college sports better. But I am not a Notre Dame fan.
We're going to cycle back to Notre Dame at the end of the interview just to get your thoughts about what happened over the weekend with the Golden Domers, maybe. Let's talk about, IU Health, why don't we?
Sure.
And we'll call you Short Timer at this point. He's getting ready to finally retire, though I don't think you're even close to retirement age. Dr. Bird, how could this possibly be true?
Yeah, interestingly, I will have my 67th birthday this coming Sunday. So that's a good time. I've done my work in that segment of my professional life, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what opportunities lie ahead.
All right, this is our sponsored segment with IU Health and IUBMH here in town, a regional healthcare facility that does such incredible work. Remind me before the end of the interview, if I forget, about somebody that interacted with me after one of our interviews about that lung screening that you talked about maybe last time you were in. It's a great story. So let's look forward. With you out of the picture, what is What's next for IU Health and this region, Dr. Bird?
Yeah, so, IU Health is a big organization. It's clearly, by a wide margin, the largest healthcare organization in the state of Indiana. We touch over 1 in 3 Hoosiers with our healthcare every year. And we went through a pretty big restructure corporately last fall into this year. Things like the physician groups, the employed doctors and nurse practitioners, were all employed by their local hospital. So when I started as the chief medical officer 16 years ago, I think we had about 20 or 22 employed docs, and now we have over 400.
Wow.
So we've grown dramatically, but they were all locally. They were all employed by IU Health Ball physicians, which was, part of my responsibility. We went through this restructure, so there was a similar group in Bloomington, similar group in Lafayette, and we have now all brought all of the providers under a single umbrella. So that took away a little bit of the responsibility, but then I got added the responsibility of our Fort Wayne project as we're building a new hospital in the Fort Wayne market. So things had been moving around a lot. And our big boss, Dennis Murphy, who is the president and CEO of IU Health, had multiple conversations with me about what succession planning for me would look like. And I think we decided to make a geographic move, and that is going to mean that I've always been the president of the East Central region. Now I'm president of the East region. There's another very competent leader, Art Vasquez, who was the president of the West region, Arnett Hospital in Lafayette, and Art is going to become the president of the new expanded geographically North region. So he will have a lot of responsibility. Arnett Hospital, Ball Hospital, our Fort Wayne Hospital, and our 4 critical access hospitals.
Wow, that's all. And you did that all from memory. As the people watching the video, he has no notes here. He's doing that all. You've lived this. You have lived and loved this job seemingly from the outset, have you not?
Especially loved, I think. What's the old adage, Steve? If you choose a career that you really love, it won't be like you have to work a day in your life. And I would say there aren't too many people who are blessed to live that professional life. I would guess you're one that's very close to that. But whether it was practicing medicine as a family doctor, my time as one of the directors of our family medicine residency program, and now my administrative journey the last 16 years, it's just brought me such great joy, mostly because of the people I've worked with and the people that I've gotten to either take care of or be responsible for their care.
Dr. Jeff Bird is our guest, sponsored segment IU Health and IUBMH. He is nearing retirement. Though I don't think you're probably going to see him go away from some sort of something. We'll get to that in just a second. How about this? Your future for health care in Muncie and Delaware County and East Central Indiana.
Yeah. What we know is, like always, we still live in a state and in an area of the state that is not as healthy as we want and need it to be. So I've charged my team, those who will be in charge after I leave, to never lose focus on making sure that when you're sick or when you need health care, you're going to be able to get what you need right here in Muncie at IU Health Ball Memorial Hospital. But we also can never lose track of how important it is for us to play an important role in helping the people that we serve, helping our community be healthier. So they're very excited about that. It's one of our strategic pillars when we think about what we want to accomplish in the next 5 or 10 years. And those are things out in the community where I still see myself being able to play an important role.
I've seen you so many times and had conversations with you, Dr. Bird, and I've said it even on the radio and the video, that you would think logically that a hospital wants to try to fix somebody that has something broken or wants to help somebody that's sick. But the notion, you've told me plenty of times, the notion has changed a lot, that trying to have people, as you were just talking about, to stay healthy or get healthier so they don't need the emergency room scenario,
Right.
or they don't need a long-term stay in the hospital. That is, and seemingly always has been, a goal of yours and IU Health.
Well, that's part of who I am,
Yeah.
and that's part of being a great family doctor. I always kind of felt like a failure if one of my patients had to go to the emergency room or get admitted to the hospital. So I worked very hard at trying to avoid that. People often in the community say, boy, we want it so busy, your hospital's so busy, and it is. And I kind of look at that as a double-edged sword, right? If I was really great at what I had done, maybe instead of building another floor, we would have been able to close a floor. And that's the antithesis of how healthcare and hospital financing has worked traditionally, where the more you do, the more money you make. And wouldn't it be great if we can get to a place where we're going to be able to manage more and more people without having to come into the hospital? I think that would be a pretty cool goal.
Final moments we have with Dr. Jeff Bird. This is the last official interview I think that I will have with you as the guy wearing the suit and in the chair that you are.
Yes.
I think we're working on a January appearance, which would be post-retirement.
It might be, yeah.
And it'll be a roast, by the way. I don't know if
Good,
you knew that. We're setting that up. Are you staying around? Are you headed for a beach? What are you going to do? Do you know?
Are you going to travel? Are you going to travel?
Yeah, right.
I really, honestly, I'm not that much of a traveler. I like little weekend getaways. I'm not a snowbird. Steve Muncie is in my blood. It's who I am. So I'm not going anywhere. I think the real challenge for me is going to figure out, suddenly I'm going to have 50 or 60 hours a week that I've always devoted to my career that I can devote to something else now. So part of that's going to be my family has sacrificed a lot. So I'm really looking forward to being able to be more involved with my 4 adult children and my 3 grandchildren. And I'll probably do a tiny bit of traveling, but I'm going to be right here.
The Greater Muncie Chamber of Commerce Legacy Award winner for this particular year. You got emotional that night, didn't you?
I was very emotional, yeah.
People are going to hear that, by the way. We've decided that in the next couple of weeks, we're going to rerun the entire Legacy Gala on WMUN, so they can hear even that moment where I remember it vividly. You got a little choked up because that was an important part of your life that you were talking about there.
That recognition was a very humbling experience and certainly the greatest honor of my life. So, it was a pretty cool evening.
I understand there's a Thursday event this week. Is that a surprise? Is it a secret? Do you know where you're supposed to go?
There's a Wednesday event and a Friday event.
Oh, there is? Okay, I've got the wrong day. Maybe somebody told me the wrong day on purpose. That's quite possible.
Exactly. You were on the black marble list.
There will be a lot of those kinds of pats on the back, and rightfully so. Dr. Jeff Bird, a wonderful career and a wonderful path forward and ahead for you within our midst. We're very honored to know you.
Thank you, Steve. Maybe the way to look at it for me right now to help me reframe where I am is maybe I'm just getting started.
Ah, there is the cliffhanger. Dr. Jeff Bird and our sponsored segment, IU Health. As we continue, we have our Colts Fan Man segment. I'm hoping Chad Castor doesn't cry. It's possible. It's possible. Stand by, WMUN. Okay, Leslie, I am working behind the scenes here. Stand by, getting ready for the next guest. You know how it works. For those watching on the video, I'm clicking buttons, doing things that will matter in a moment on the video stream. But for now, you are not hearing what's on the radio, you're just watching the video. Okay. Scanning notes here. So I think what I'm going to do is mumble into the microphone, and Leslie Griffin, my producer in the Axia Command Center, has to listen to all this. Sorry, Leslie. I'm going to bring this over to here. I'm practicing something with my clicks and drags, folks. And I think I just did that right. All right. I'm as ready as I can be. Okay, Leslie, for your sake now, this is closed circuit communication, folks. We're going to go to the floater list next. We'll go straight down that list with one or more. Depends on the connection for the next guest. I am ready for that connection in here. Excuse me for that cough. And almost ready. Hot mic. Thank you, Tom Campbell, voice of WMUN. We are awaiting our next guest, probably about 4 or 5 minutes from now. Chad Castor, he's the leader of Toyota of Muncie. He's also the Colts Fan Man segment every Monday morning here on WMUN. News Talk, Sports Talk, Community Talk. We're the talk radio of Muncie. One of the things that happened yesterday was before the Muncie Community Christmas Sing. And I'll show you right now for the video streamers the map that shows everything is okay and fine. That is the Indiana American Water page that shows active alerts. There was a water main break in the near downtown Muncie area. First thing in the morning, Gavin Green, county coroner, was kind enough. He had heard that something might be going on with a water main break on Walnut Street. And he wanted me to know that that was the situation. I appreciate that. Started doing some checking. My first worry was it was very close to the North Walnut Street field house. And I thought, ruh-roh, that might impact the Muncie Community Christmas thing. Long story short, it did not impact it whatsoever, and everything worked out fine. Now, as I see Chad Castor on the screen, you will see him and his bald head in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I can tell you my review of yesterday's event. It was the Muncie Community Christmas Sing, and it was fantastic. One of like 112 things that were happening this weekend, one of which was Secret Families Muncie, that Chad will talk about in a moment too, I'm sure. But the Muncie Community Christmas Sing, I think might have been the best one that I've been had the pleasure of being the MC of, and I've done a lot of them. The performances were unbelievably well done. The logistics, the layout of the North Walnut Street Fieldhouse, the fans, the family and everybody filled the room. There was a lot of joy in there. And that was a great way to spend a Sunday afternoon with my beautiful wife, Nancy. All right, we're at 8:44 a.m., Muncie, Indiana, USA. We now switch live to our Zoom room. There is the very bald Chad Castor. You can see his face. He refuses to smile for some reason. I don't know. Why are you not smiling? You're on camera right now, Chad. Even though you can't see me, I'm smiling.
Steve, it's a very tough day today. That's for sure.
Yeah, I had a sense, I had an idea that you might not be in the absolute best of moods with the way that yesterday worked out. Colts fan man, Chad Castor, give us your take on what you saw yesterday.
Well, I mean, it's sad for Daniel. I was texting with a couple guys last night that work for the Colts, and they were just really concerned about Daniel because of, he was really down in the dumps and upset and obviously in pain. But, these injuries, and I tore my Achilles, and it's not easy. It's not easy to come back from. And, the chances are it's going to be about this time next year. And, he's young and strong, so maybe he'll do the 9-month thing like Aaron Rodgers, and we'll be able to have him next year. But right now it puts us in a predicament of who, and I really haven't got a really good feel on Anthony Richardson and where he's at. I know that his eye is still not coming into focus.
Still, it's not. It's from that rubber band exercise thing. It's still that bad, huh?
That's what I hear. So it's not. It's we've got a really, really tough schedule going out too. And Riley Leonard, he's a big guy. He's fast. I think he could bring a lot of talent to us, but it's tough for a rookie. And you throw him in a game like that yesterday, and I thought he looked pretty good. He didn't look like he was scared to death. But next week is Seahawks, one of the best teams in the league, and then San Francisco, one of the better teams in the league. And we play Jaguars again and Houston again, and Houston is absolutely killing it right now.
This is Chad Castor. He is the Colts fan man on WMUN's Delaware County Today. He's kind enough to join us every Monday morning. Once in a while, he brings in Carly Ursay. It's probably not in your office with you there this morning, though. I could see that you're actually inside your palatial abode there on the northwest side of Muncie, huh?
You always come up with big words, Steve.
Thank
you. Carly, I think is probably at work this morning and trying to figure things out.
Now you mentioned that Daniel Jones, who had a season-ending injury, as you were alluding to, and I'm sure Colts fans know what happened yesterday. Now you said that you had a similar injury. His happened as a professional football player. How did yours happen again? How did you do that to yourself? I forget.
I was helping Grover Stewart work out, and I was lined up against him, and I moved the wrong way.
You're lying. Tell me the story. Come on, this is great.
I was dancing at a wedding, Steve. I was dancing at a wedding. That's how it happened. But I was doing some moves, though. It was impressive.
We're on video right now. Could you replicate those moves? Could you stand up in your office and do that?
No, I haven't done those moves since then, as a matter of fact.
Oh, man. Okay, so you talked about what's next for the Colts. This is the Colts Fan Man segment. Chad Castor is the biggest Colts super fan, aside from that guy that wears all the goofy garb that you see on TV and at the games and everything. Do you know his name again? Have you come up with that before for me?
No,
I can't remember.
No, I don't know his name. I'm just a big fan.
When's the next home game? Because I know you guys like to tailgate and all that stuff.
Monday night against San Francisco, 2 weeks from today.
Okay, and what's your plan? You got a big layout coming together for that one? I mean, it's a Monday night game. Come on now.
Well, so there was a time just a few weeks ago that when we were 8-2 that we thought we're going to roll into these playoffs. We're probably going to get a bye week. Tailgates were extremely fun and everything, and now everybody's kind of down the dumps for a minute. So we'll find out as time goes on.
All right. For our video watchers, you can see Chad Castor in his palatial office at Toyota of Muncie. He is the Colts fan man. We'll switch away from the Colts for a second. I've heard you're a little interested in that football team from Bloomington too. I mean, who's not, right?
Man. Yeah, a lot of family members went to IU, so I've always been an IU fan. I will say this: if Purdue was in the same situation, I'd be a big Purdue fan too. I am a homer. I'm not just a bandwagon jumper. I love all the teams from Indiana to do well. Notre Dame kind of got the shaft
Well,
yesterday.
yeah, let's
but,
jump on to Notre Dame for a second. What do you think of that? They've taken their name out of consideration. We're taking our ball and we're going home because you didn't put us in the college football playoffs. What do you think about that?
I mean, I kind of get it. I don't agree with it, but I do get it.
What a bummer for the players, though, don't you think? The players, part of the fun. I mean, there's a lot of fun with being in athletics and everything, but part of the fun, I assume, would be the chance to go to the postseason. And some of those guys got NFL possibilities, and they want to get seen and so on in a bowl game, but now they don't get that chance.
Yeah, and it's a lot of money for the university. It's a lot of money for the community that's holding the game because they would have had a big fan base there, and so that part of it's tough to understand. But they did get a snub. So
a final minute that we have with Chad Castor. This past Saturday, you were the venue of choice again for Secret Families Muncie. Tell us what your heart's talking about with that one this morning.
Oh my gosh. I mean, over 1,500 kids, Steve, 380 families receive Christmas. And it's just like how you start with I was listening to you on this right before we started the segment. I mean, Muncie, Indiana, Delaware County does more for Christmas than anybody that I've ever heard of. And it's just fantastic that there's so many organizations that come together. I mean, we had over 1,000 people in our dealership on Saturday wrapping gifts. They do it in shifts. There were some people that stayed the entire day. They didn't want to do a shift. They wanted to do all day. I saw two ladies wrapping a bicycle. I mean, it's just so cool. And then all those gifts were delivered by 3 o'clock on Saturday. So I walked into homes that parents were crying and kids were excited, and it's just it's a feeling that I never get all year long.
Chad, thanks for being a part of that event and so many other great things too. And for the Fan Man segment, we appreciate your time. Have a great week there, Toyota Muncie. Okay.
Hey, Steve, I do have a question.
Yes, please.
I'm on camera. Why aren't you on camera? I thought this was going to be a you and I being on camera together type
We're
of
working
thing.
on that. It's a new thing. We've only been into this brand new video room. By the way, you are welcome to attend in person, by the way, if you ever wanted to book that with my people. That would be entertaining too. Though we would have to adjust the lighting for his bald head to account for the glare. Chad Castor, thanks very much. We're on WMUN, News Talk, Sports Talk, Community Talk. Let's get a quick snapshot of our day today. All right. Leslie, let's jump to Dean's List and then out. Dean's List and then out. That is our next item. And I got to do something here before I say the command. Stand by. Leave. Okay, Leslie, hot mic. All right, thank you, CJ. I've got texts from my sister Sherry in Portland, Oregon, who said I was supposed to tell stories. I did not do them, and oh, Lord, look at all this. I'm so sorry. Sherry, I'll try and do better tomorrow, okay? And we will be here tomorrow, too. But let's wrap up today first. Way southwest we go. Sorry about coughing on the video, folks. So anyway, before we wrap the video, the radio is still playing in my headphones. We encourage you to listen every day on 92.5 FM, 1340 AM. The Alexa command is play WMUN. That other smart speaker works too, by the way, same command. And you can replay anytime, WMUNmuncie.com. Leslie, hot mic. All right, Janice, great to hear from you too, and we certainly hope that her recovery is going well. I've heard nothing new about that. She did say she's going to get back to work as soon as she can. Did not disclose what specifically was going on, but we certainly respect privacy and hope that everything will turn out well for her. Hope everything turns out well for you too. I'm Steve Lindell, host, with Leslie Griffin in the Axia Command Center producing. Top of hour, LaFay Pegues will host the 765businessjournal.com radio show. Stay connected on local talk radio. We are WMUN.